So anybody that joins late, we have a bunch of plan Bs. We have, we're recording tonight's webinar, so that'll be available. We are also posting the PowerPoint presentation to the ARRD section of the My FAPA webpage. And after, hey, thank you for joining us. After we do the presentation,
I'm not going to be able to be on the call the entire time, but I'll stay on as long as I can.
Okay, great. So what I was just explaining is we're recording the call. We are also posting the PowerPoint presentation to the ARRD section of the My FAPA website, and we're also posting the informs, both a tutorial on how to do it and the link are going to be on the AR and RD section of the My FAPA website. So anybody that needs help or refresher, or you want to refer back to these, they're going to be there. So we're going to take a quick roll. We want to see how many of the ARs are online. So Terry's here. Terry's the West Central Regional Director, and in Terry's region we are looking for Mark McCollum, Elizabeth. Mark's here. Cool.
Hi, Mark. How's it going, Terry? Oh, well.
Laura, Kevin, Cassie,
here.
Veronica. Kevin's here.
Hey, Kevin.
Ashley, Carla, and Jason is here. He told me already.
Hi, guys. I'm here. So.
Hey, Jason.
Anybody else from West Central region?
George.
Okay. George. George, if you guys don't know, is our past president of FAPA, and he's the chairman of the Elections and Nominations Committee. Northwest region, Mike Arnholtz is stuck in the ER. Is anybody else from the Northwest region there? Mike, Nucio, Susan, Rebecca, or Nicole?
Well, Christopher here, but I'm not here.
Christopher.
Yeah.
Chris is there. Awesome. Chris is going to be the brand new treasurer of FAPA board. Welcome. East Central region, Vern or Kalina? Here. Kalina's here. Excellent. So Vern is just finishing his term, and Kalina is taking over the East Central region, and they have several reps there. Alfredo, Susan, Tiffany, Kristen, Allison.
Allison is here.
And I think Allison's here. And Bobby also, I think, was invited. Okay. South region, Lisa's here. Annette is traveling. We are looking for Michael, Gail, Aaron, Marina, Brittany, or Juliana.
This is Juliana. I'm here.
Marina's here.
Marina and Juliana. Did I hear Brittany?
Yes, I'm here.
Excellent. And is Nicole there? Nicole's going to be the new South Regional Director. She was trying to come after work, so okay.
Yeah,
and then
she told me she was going to be maybe late at work, so hopefully she'll
yeah.
join.
The Northeast region, we have a brand new area director or regional director. It's Katie Edwards. Katie, are you here? Katie just got elected on Saturday, so thank you for joining us. That's awesome.
No problem. Thank you.
Anyone else from the Northeast? Marjorie, Robert, John, Edward, Bobby? Okay, and then I know some of the Leadership Academy is online, so if you haven't been introduced yet, can you just say your name one at a time? Tell us who's here.
Hello, this is Tara Soto. I'm from Kaiser University and a part of Leadership Academy.
Alex, I'm a student over at Nova Fort Lauderdale, also part of the Leadership Academy.
And you know,
Hi, this is Caroline Braska. I'm in the Orlando area and also part of the Leadership Academy.
Hi, this is Jennifer Summers. I'm part of the Leadership Academy in Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm at Mayo Clinic.
Okay, I think, did I miss anybody? Anybody else? Okay, we're going to get started now. Some of the board members are going to be joining periodically, so don't be surprised. I do want to announce, I don't know if you were all aware, I hope you were, of the drug rep contest that we've been holding. It's been going on for the last 2 months, and the purpose was to build up a list of a bunch of drug companies that are willing to sponsor the FAPA dinners, and we have that link posted also on the website. So if you haven't already, you're going to definitely want to start using the FAPA website. On the far right-hand corner, it's My FAPA. You're going to click there and then scroll down to the bottom. It says AR/RD. So if you're an area rep or a regional director, you should have access to that site. Make sure that you do, and then start using it. We've made a lot of changes, a lot of updates, and there's going to be a lot of resources there for you. One of the resources is the announcements, and the contest is listed. Also, the actual list of all the drug reps is listed. So if you don't have anyone to schedule a dinner for you, you can click on that list, pull up all the reps, see where they are, and even if they're not in your area, maybe you're in Orlando and you see a rep in Miami, you can call and say, hey, I see that you have Humira. Do you have a partner or a counterpart in Orlando that might be willing to do a dinner for us? And they are going to give you the name of that person, and then you can add the Orlando Humira rep to the contact list, for example. But then you have a contact to set up dinner. So we want to help you guys have monthly dinner meetings, and that's one of the ways we're doing it. So we ran a contest to see how many drug reps we could add to the list. In 2 months, we've added more than 15. Which is awesome, and our winner by a landslide is Nicole Herrick. She added 9 names to the list herself, so that's really awesome. Nicole won a $50 gift card, and she's going to be getting that in the mail. So I want to thank her for participating, and everybody else that sent a few names. I think that's really going to help our organization. So we get a lot of questions as to what is an area rep, and so we're going to talk about that. And sometimes we reach out to people that we see as leaders in the Leadership Academy and say, hey, can you be an area rep? And sometimes they look at us blankly like, what are you asking me to do? So now this is what we're asking you to do. The FAPA hierarchy, there's a whole organization that starts with the president, and then below the president is kind of the board of directors, the chairs of the different committees, and the regional directors. And then under the regional directors are the area representatives, and the area representatives have some key people. They're called liaisons in this slide, but just some kind of strong FAPA members in your area that can reach out to the public being both FAPA PAs and non-PAs, or non-FAPA members, because we want those PAs to become FAPA members, so we need to be in contact with them frequently. These are the list of the regional directors, and welcome Katie. The regional directors, according to the guidelines, there's one regional director elected from each region that serves on the board of directors. The term is 2 years. So if you're signing up to be a regional director, plan to give at least 2 years of your time, and then after 2 years you'll have to rerun, and that's voted on by all FAPA membership. The directors from the Northwest, East, Central, and South are elected in odd years, and the North, East, and West are elected in even years. That way we're not turning over all 5 directors at the same time. We're kind of alternating. The director shall represent the general membership, and the director shall appoint area representatives as needed to carry out FAPA-related activities and business in their region. So all of the ARs have been nominated and appointed by the regional directors. If you have any interest in being an AR, you should talk to the regional director. This is showing the population of all the PAs in the state and where they live. And this is, according to the bylaws, this is the duty of the AR. The area representative shall be selected from their geographical area and will coordinate all FAPA-related activities during their term. Area rep shall serve 2 years and does not coincide with the regular election cycle of the corresponding regional director. All area reps must be FAPA members in good standing and are eligible for reappointment by the regional director. So if you love being an AR and you want to do more than 2 years, your regional director can just reappoint you over and over and over and over, and we can be here as long as you want to be here. So that is everything that's in the bylaw, and that's excellent and all-inclusive and completely vague, right? So this is the part that is not in the bylaws, but it is what are the responsibilities of the AR. We want you to be the contact person for all PAs within your area. We want you to be accessible to them. We expect that they will be calling you, emailing you. They will know you. If they're walking through Starbucks, they might see you and want to say hi. We want you to be available to answer questions, to answer phone calls, to talk to people. We want you to welcome and assist all new members in the area. There is an email that goes out every 2 weeks. It goes to the regional director and it lists all the new members. So it could be new FAPA members that had never joined before. It could be maybe they were a member 5 years ago and they just rejoined. It could be maybe they just moved here from Alaska. And we want to welcome them on behalf of FAPA. So the regional director will divide out that list and tell each area. It may be just a couple names. It may not be any. But every 2 weeks you should get a list from your RD and you can reach out to them. Maintain consistent communication with your area PAs. And we're going to do that via the new FAPA website, the link that's just for AR and RDs, and for Informs. Informs is a platform that we're going to be using to send blast emails. So when you want to communicate to your entire area, you only have to type one email, and with Informs you can blast it out to everybody. And we're going to walk through that tonight on how to do that. Next, encourage all PAs in the region to establish a MyFAPA account with updated address and email information. This is a question that you're going to get a ton. As an AR, you're going to get an email. I was getting these weekly, and it would be from a PA that says, how come I never get invited to the FAPA dinners anymore? And if you can refer them back to the MyFAPA account, everybody that's a member has an account, and they need to check and make sure that their personal information is correct, that their email is correct, that their address is there, that the county that they live is in there. Because as you're blasting emails, you may say, I'm going to blast this to all the PAs in Dade County. And if they don't have that listed, the computer can't query that. They can't know that they live in Dade County. So the first thing they always have to do is make sure their account is up to date. Area rep should attend and or support the FAPA symposia. We know that you can't get to all of them, but you should be aware of them. You should advertise them to your FAPA members at your dinners and make sure that you're really showing support for that. Organize a regular meeting of local PAs using a pharmaceutical company, home health care, pharmacy, etc. Preferably once a month. Can be more, sometimes will be less depending on what area you live in. If you get a chance, look at the AR section before your dinner. Read the announcements and share those with your membership every time you have a dinner. You should report to the regional director monthly and as needed. I would love for you to attend the monthly membership teleconferences. These have been scheduled the first Wednesday of every month at 8 p.m. It's not changing unless that ends up being like a Christmas holiday or something. The first Wednesday of every month at 8 p.m., put it on your calendar now. Call in, it's just a phone call, and be part of what's going on with FAPA. If you can't be there, that's totally fine. We know that people work, but you do need to check in with your regional director and make sure that you know what's going on. We would love for you to serve as a FAPA liaison to local hospitals, other physicians, community groups, etc., sometimes to speak on behalf of FAPA. Be prepared to answer questions about the PA practice in Florida. Know what our rules and regulations are. We want you to assist in promoting the PA profession in your area. Assist in recruiting non-members to join FAPA. Plan and carry out a FAPA Week project in your area. I'm sorry, that should say PA Week because it's not just in Florida, but National PA Week is in October, and we want to celebrate that and we'd like you to do something there. It could be something simple like a bowling night, or it could be one of your monthly dinner meetings, or it could be a community service project. Anything is fine, and we'll talk about those as we get closer, but you want to start thinking about that. Is that a lot of stuff? Are you guys overwhelmed? There's a lot of things there, right? So those are all suggestions. We know that not everyone can do all of those things, but you're going to get a lot of questions about those things, and we want to make sure that you know that those are possible parts of the AR position. So one thing that can happen is you see all these things and you're getting a lot of questions and emails, and you're still trying to schedule dinners, and it can really make you rethink, why am I doing this? This is a lot of work. We don't want you to be overworked. We see that sometimes people burn out for this, and we don't want that to happen. Before you get too overwhelmed and you have the steam coming out of your ear like that, talk to your RD. We can help you through this. One of the solutions is to use area liaison. Liaison is an old term. Sometimes we just use key people. Any active, motivated PAs that are in your area, put them into positions. Delegate. Delegate is phenomenal. Put somebody on membership. So when that list comes out every 2 weeks, you're not the one making the calls to the new people, but somebody in your area might be doing that for you. Somebody may be interested in public relations or legislative matters. I put party planning on here because maybe you don't like talking to the drug reps and deciding which restaurant to go to every month, but maybe somebody in your group, in your key area, is a key person that can do that, and you can delegate that to them, and they can work with the drug rep and help find the location. So it is more than acceptable to have a team of people in each area. Hi, Vern. Advantages of having a liaison. It lessens the workload of the area rep. It increases active academy involvement at the local level. So we're getting more people involved in what FAPA is doing on the local level, and that's what we want. We create more leadership opportunities, and we develop these people into future FAPA leaders. And this is a really key thing that the board of FAPA is doing right now. They've developed a leadership academy, and they've taken 25 PAs from all over the state, and we're teaching them, we're growing them, and they're in all different areas. So if you as an area rep can turn and say, hey, Carolyn's in the Leadership Academy, let me tag her to start calling the new members, or let me tag this person to start planning our PA week project. You can do that. Use those people. We want to improve local and community relations with the PA profession and increase membership. So one example of improving local and community relations is sometimes we'll go to a school, to a pre-PA program. Sometimes we'll go to a hospital or another physician's office and talk about what the PA profession is or what FAPA is. And then increasing membership, talking to non-FAPA members and trying to get them to become members, finding out their reasons why they're not members, and then helping them to see that, you know, whatever need that they are not having met, that we can meet those needs for them. And then this is just going into each kind of liaison. So a public relations liaison is going to work both with the area rep and the public relation chair. That is Lisa. She's on the call tonight, so if you guys are interested, feel free to call her or touch base with her. The public relation person is going to look at different opportunities, TV opportunities, radio, newspaper opportunities, anything that can increase positive PA media exposure. So, for example, if the group in your area, the DAID PAs are going to do the Relay for Life. If somebody writes an article about them doing Relay for Life and takes a picture, we can actually put that in the local newspaper, and it shows how the physician assistants in Florida, in Dade County specifically, are giving back to their community. This person might want to organize PA coordinated events, any kind of public outreach events. They might want to be the one that's organizing your PA day or week activities. And then just a note, some activities that we do might need liability waiver forms. So it's in the bylaws that if you are doing an event, you need to speak to the vice president, and we can decide if they need a liability waiver before you do the event.
Michelle, quick question. What is the responsibility for getting back to the PR committee with that?
If you're actually doing an event, if this person is trying to set up an event, it can go through the AR more. If this person is writing about an event, it needs to go to the PR committee first before it gets published.
Sounds good.
Membership liaison. Work with the area rep, work with the membership chair. The membership chair is also the vice president. We want to coordinate membership drives in the area. We want to monitor the list of FAPA members and non-members for the area. We want to call and welcome all new members and reach out to people for dinners. Sometimes we will open up a one of the monthly dinner meetings to non-members as well and turn that into a membership campaign for that month. So you want this person to be very charismatic, very open, welcoming, someone that can talk to anyone. If you see a person like that in your area, talk to them about helping you out with membership. Legislative affairs, this person's going to work with the area rep, but also the legislative and government chair of FAPA and the PAC. And the mix-ins are lobbyists. So this person probably likes politics a little bit more. They're going to go out and start talking to the local legislators. There is information there. It shows you where you can find out who your legislators are. Some people just know them already because they're involved in politics. We want you to know what's going on with your local and state legislative issues. So FAPA is working on a bill right now. We have a bill that we're talking to the House and the Senate about. And I don't know if any of you guys know about it, but maybe somebody in your area knows about it and they're a key person and they can follow what's going on, and then they can report back to the AR for you. And then if there is an issue, we want to mobilize PAs. So sometimes, especially at campaign time, one of the representatives or senators will say to us, hey, I need you guys to go door to door, hand out you know, my card that has all of my information and what I stand for. And then whenever they say that to us, we need to be able to contact the area rep and say, hey, this guy in Daytona Beach needs PAs to campaign for him. And then maybe Allison doesn't have time to do that, or she's working, or she doesn't know anything about that guy, but somebody in her area that loves politics can grab a group of 4 or 5 friends, and you guys can walk door to door and do the campaign. So whatever kinds of things that they need, they're helping us by voting for our issues, so we have to help them when they ask for help with their campaign. Somebody is playing music. If you guys could mute your screen if you're not on there, it would be great, if you don't have a question. Next, local physician or PA team liaison. This person is going to work with the area rep and the RD. This person really needs to know the PA laws, the rules and the regs. They need to be available for questions. A lot of times a physician will call and say, hey, I want to hire a PA, but what can they do or what can they not do? And this person needs to be available to speak to them. You also need to attend regular meetings. If there is local meeting like a FMA meeting, you can join that, or the Board of Medicine meeting, you could join that and just pay attention to whatever's going on with the PA relations with that group, and then report back to the AR and to the board. And then coordinate and participate in any presentations. Sometimes a hospital system, for example, will ask us to do a presentation about what is FAPA, and then you're going to want to be the one that speaks to that. This is kind of an example of the leadership. So the vice president is the head of the membership committee. The regional directors are just below, and the 5 regional directors and the vice president talk on a pretty consistent basis so that we all know what's going on. All of those positions are part of the board of FAPA, so they all have voting rights when an issue comes up. and then the RDs will elect the area reps. The area reps can do those slides, all of those things that I gave you suggestions about doing in your area, but you can also delegate and pick key people to be in your area that can do some of those jobs for you. And then you guys, the area reps and the liaisons, or the key people there, are the direct line with the FAPA membership. You're going to talk to PAs on a daily basis, and so we want you to feel comfortable with that, and to feel comfortable going back up the chain and having any questions answered by us anytime. We want you to know that you have direct access to the RDs and the VP at any time. Just a real quick, please don't solicit money for any organization, school, or function without the VP consent. Please do not hold any event besides a dinner meeting without the knowledge of the activity by both the RD and the VP. In most cases, you'll need approval by the VP, and you may or may not have to sign waivers depending on the activity. Please do not let your state license expire. Do not do anything that puts yourself in jeopardy with the Board of Medicine. Remember that you're leaders of FAPA. Please do not use the FAPA email as an advertisement for businesses, job openings, new schools, or personal work environment. Please do not show favor for one school or company over another. Please do not wait until the last minute to send out notices. Try to give 2 weeks for any notice, especially for dinner meetings or any events, if it's possible. We know that it's not always, but the more notice you give, the more participation you'll have. Please don't ignore member emails. If a member emails you, even a non-member emails you and has questions about FAPA, if you cannot answer it or don't have time, forward it on. Forward it to your RD or just to this generic FAPA at fapaonline.org. That's going to take it to the KMG people, and then they will get it to whoever needs to answer it, one of us in the board usually. So answer if you can, and if you can't, send it on. Don't just ignore it. And then please don't send political posts or share information that is not member and PA related. These are just some quick examples. We've had some issues before, obviously, or we wouldn't need the don't page. But one example is on the PA website, on the FAPA website, is a job board. The job board is a revenue generator. So we actually have companies pay if they want to post a job opening. So if somebody comes to you and asks you to advertise for them, and then you do it, we're losing money. So we don't want to do that. Now, if one of your members comes up to you and says, hey, I'm looking for another PA to join my practice, let them make an announcement at the dinner meeting while they're there. That's totally fine, but also encourage them to post it. That way the whole FAPA can see it, not just the people that are there at your dinner. Next example, if there's a PA student event and they want to publicize this, we need to check and make sure if other area schools are doing events or not. We don't want to only support one school over and over and over. Remember that there are 12 to 15 schools across the state. Some of these are in development right now, and some of the new schools may ask us to publicize something for them. And if we do that, it shows favoritism of one over another. So just be aware that FAPA supports all PA schools in Florida, but we don't specifically promote for any one school or another. The bottom line, communicate. Up the pyramid and down. The RDs, myself, we're very accessible. Email, call, text, however you have it set up with your RD, but talk to us. Delegate. Use your resources. Use the key people that are there. Ask. If you have any questions at all, ask. And then be a role model. And this is super important for our membership. We want you to maintain your professional membership to FAPA and AAPA. Maintain all the requirements to practice as a licensed PA in Florida. Know that if you are active and involved, the local PAs will follow you. They're going to want to get active and involved as well. And that's all I got. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question for you. You mentioned sort of having events where we include non-FAPA members.
Yes.
How are so what resources do we have for finding non-FAPA PA members in the area? I guess,
So,
no, sorry, not members, non-FAPA member PAs is what I was saying.
Yeah. On the in forms that we're going to go over next, it gives you the option to send emails to FAPA members in Dade County or non-FAPA members in Dade County or all PAs in Dade County. This is an example because Juliana is in Dade County. So, and it sorts it out by counties. So you choose there who you want to send it to. And that may be old. You may sometimes get a kickback, but those are often done from when PAs actually register for their license. And also, if they have ever been FAPA members before, we're going to have them in our system, and we may have an old email or something. So that's where that list is actually generated from.
Okay, good to know. Thanks.
Yeah, I have a question. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. I'm the area rep for Northwest Florida. And one of the issues that we have in this particular area is just finding people to come to these dinners. I'm hosting a dinner tomorrow, actually, and one of the things that I've been noticing is our kind of participation has markedly gone down since on the invitations that I send out, they have to now log into the FAPA website to see the message. They don't get it automatically in their email. And I'm wondering if there is a way that we could bypass that so that they actually get the invitation in their email.
Yes. Is this Nicole?
No, this is Susan Ferguson.
Hi, Susan. So
Hi.
what happened was that you probably all noticed that FAPA got a brand new website. And whenever we got a brand new website, the ability to send blast emails went away. And some area reps were still trying to use it because there is a function available, but it just doesn't work right. And so that's where you're kind of getting stuck where they're not actually getting the invitation. So tonight, after this presentation, right now, we're going to be launching the brand new platform that's called Informs. And Informs is going to allow you to send those invitations. You're going to be able to blast it out to everyone in your area, and they're going to get it to their email just like they used to do before we switched the website. So we've tested it already in 3 key areas, and it worked excellently. And the KMG people have actually been using that for the last couple weeks when they're sending the blast emails to all of us. So you've actually been getting some of those, and you didn't even know that we're using the new system. But we're going to walk you through how to do that tonight.
Perfect. Thank you.
I have a question for you. Just with the time of the emails, if I send the email 2 weeks in advance, people don't show up to the dinner. I have to send it a lot closer because otherwise everybody forgets. Even if I send a reminder email, I get a lot of cancellation.
And that's going to vary area by area, and you just have to use your judgment on that.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
I would, this is Terry, with the dinner meetings, you're right. With all the other demands that people have 2 weeks before, it's basically to let them know there's a dinner. I actually would encourage you to remind them, because I think, Jason does, and Mark does, and Kevin does. I'd rather have you send emails during that 2-week period leading up to it, and somebody may the night before realize they can go, and they're not going to remember that email 2 weeks prior. So don't feel hesitant to resend out the email.
Yeah, absolutely. I do send out reminders all the time.
I do have a concern sometimes. I don't know if this might just be in my area in Miami-Dade, about like FAPA overload with emails. I feel like if there's too many emails going out in the week, then people aren't going to bother to read an email that comes from FAPA, if that makes sense to anybody else.
Yeah, so, and that is a valid point, and we try to monitor that whenever we're sending emails as a board or when the president's message comes out. Those are actually coming out about quarterly unless there's a big event going on. So if, the PPACE course, for example, at the end of last year, we did send several emails that went to the entire population. And so they got a few more than normal. But in reality, you're getting a president's message every quarter. Some of the regional directors are sending a regional update once a month. And then you're getting your area reps dinner invitations.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. I feel like sometimes if we send out too much stuff about the dinner invitations, and people are just going to miss like the bigger announcements because they'll gloss over. I don't know, that's just
so, no, you're completely right. So again, that's going to be each area individually. You're going to have to decide what's best for your area and your people. And, sometimes it involves talking to them, asking them, And then also if they are missing those big messages, like the president's message, to read that to them at the dinner meetings or give them the highlights from that so that they are getting updated. Anybody else? Okay, so we are going to post this again to the ARRD section of the website. Please, please, please make sure that you have access to that. If you do not have access to that for whatever reason, send me an email because I will make sure that you have it. It's going to be very important. There's a lot of key things on there. If you look at it, you're going to see just tons of things that are updated that weren't there before, and you're going to want to use that website. At this point, we're going to start explaining the new platform to send blast emails. We're going to walk through how to do that. So if you are an AR or an RD, you definitely need to stay on the call. If you are in the Leadership Academy and you're not at the point in your FAPA career where you're sending blast emails, you can hang up. You don't have to pay attention to this right now. And we're going to switch the computers. Courtney with KMG is going to take over, and she's going to walk through the Informs platform. So thank you all. If I don't get to say goodbye, thank you for being on the call tonight.